War Eagle Auburn family, welcome back to another edition of E2C Network Live, where we get together, we sit down, and we talk about what's going on in the world of the Auburn family spectrum. We're always heavy on the sports here on this channel, but if it's orange and blue, it is what we do. Thank you for joining us, whether you're watching live or on the replay. We appreciate you being here, hanging out with us, and just spending a little bit of your time with us to talk about what you love about the Auburn Tigers. I hope you all can hear me. I'm trying out a new microphone and stuff, so give me a thumbs up or yes, we can hear you in the chat as you're coming into the stream. Want to know that you guys can hear me and can process all the new the new audio equipment just fine. If it doesn't come through, please do let me know, and we'll switch over real quick. This stream is our post-game stream on the road after the Auburn Tigers take down the mighty Kentucky Wildcats by the score of, I can't even remember it now, honestly, because it's been so much going on and I'm so tired. And if you can tell, my voice is completely worn out at this point from yelling in this game. I want to go ahead and do this right up front before I forget it. I'll mention them again in the stream, and I'll tell you why they're getting this shout out in a little bit later on. This stream is brought to you by Chris, Wolf. Oh, I'm blanking on the rest of their names. I will have to apologize to them in advance, but they are the ones that bring you this stream tonight, and I will tell you why in just a little bit, because they made my day today for this game. If you haven't figured it out, I was at the basketball game. I know I told you all week that I wasn't going to be there. I thought I wasn't as well. I didn't even think that I was going to be on campus, to be completely honest with you, but here I am on campus after the game. Got to see all of the stuff that's been going on from Pearlville, the students this morning, the freezing cold temperatures, the craziness of the game, Toomer's Corner afterward. It's just been outstanding. What an environment here in Auburn, Alabama this weekend. Went to gymnastics as well. I mean, it's just been one of those great Auburn weekends that you hope to have. So a couple things to keep in mind as we go throughout the stream tonight. If you haven't, make sure you do smash that like button. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from, city, state, international, all that good stuff. And I won't be able to bring your comments up on the screen as per usual. We're typically able to do here on the road. My setup's a little bit different, a little bit less complicated. So unfortunately, I will be able to look at some of your comments and address them, but we won't be able to bring them up on the screen. But keep them coming, and I will get to them as soon and as often as I can. Chris says, I look exhausted. I am, my friend. I sound exhausted when you spend as much time out in the cold as I did. Now, let me preface this. I was not out with the students all night, but I was out there a long time with them, trying to just talk to some of them, get perspective of what was going on. It was crazy. I have a video up on this channel, if you haven't checked it out, of what Pearlville, the students camping out, was like last night, and the line to get in the line, which was really, really crazy. So I am exhausted from the game, from that. Didn't get much sleep last night. It's just been one of those whirlwind days where you thought maybe you weren't going to campus, and then all of a sudden you were, and now you're here. All right, enough about me, though. I can share my impressions about the game and stuff like that, but I want to hear from you all what you think. This is our reaction show where we just kind of process things. Not a lot of stats talk in this game. We might have to do that on a different stream, but here we just really want to talk about reactions to what you saw, what you felt, what you heard. Look, Auburn made its case today. #1 team. Again, they went down by a lead, or gave up a lead to a opponent that's very good. And again, they came through and put themselves in a position to not be in trouble, too bad of trouble at the end of the game. John says he was impressed by Kessler. You should have been. What was the environment like inside the arena? It's a great question. Electric, loud, crazy. It's probably the LSU game that I went to in 2019. Is definitely comparable. I would probably put this one ahead of that. That was also kind of a similar game where we were playing for #1 in the SEC. This one we were basically just playing for, a #1 overall. So it's a little bit more intense, all that stuff. It was a sellout. Basically every seat was full. Sellouts sometimes are a little bit confusing, but basically entirely full. I watched from the drink rails, the standing up only, and it was still fun. Had to look over a few people a few times. It was deafening in there. The reason that Auburn Arena is one of the easiest places to play for a home team is because of that crowd. There were 3 that I remember shot clock violations by Kentucky. All of those are contributable to Auburn's fans and us and their screaming, which is why I'm right here right now. Yahari's here. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in from San Antonio. It's really crazy here. Yeah, someone said it earlier. I think it was Neil said there's no way they don't rank us number 1. Well, there's a will, there's a way. So never count out Jesse Newell and people like that. Auburn's done enough to prove that they're number 1. That much is abundantly clear. And there's not going to be a sensible debate had one way or the other whether or not they can be number 1. You can say maybe you think that they're number 2 or number 3 or something like that. That's fine. As long as you put them in the top 3 at this point in the season, we're not going to have any issues. I do want to give a little bit of shout out to the Kentucky fans who came up in videos, especially of Pearlville and some other videos and posts the rest of this week late. Wanted to start talking trash with us and some of y'all, and they're real quiet now. real quiet. Kentucky fans, man, y'all are something else. Man, Heart Attack Cats, War Eagle. I'm glad those 12 o'clock tip-offs for those of us living abroad. Okay, where are you, Karo? Where are you watching from? Yeah. Noon, I'm sure, works a lot better for you guys than some of the other tip-off times that we normally have. I would prefer an evening game or a late afternoon game, but I digress. Let's see here. My fans, Auburn had to hurt Ty to win. He came down to his own teammates, so I wished he didn't get hurt. Win or lose, I'd rather him leave him in the game. Gotcha. Kept up the intensity the whole game, and the opponents can't match it. I would say this about Kentucky. I'm giving the Kentucky fans a hard time, but at the same time, they're a very good basketball team. It seemed like every time Auburn made a run, they responded, which is why Auburn didn't get out to a lead as soon as they did. Kentucky's a very good basketball team. And if there weren't some injuries and stuff like that, if this is a flip-flop situation, which it will be, I believe, at some point in the season, I think. I'm tired. I can't remember the schedule completely. But if they get a chance at us again, it may be a different story. They're a very, very good team. Very good. As you would expect with Coach Calipari team. Yes, the jungle was electric. I agree. The defense play was exceptional. Whether it was shot clock violations, blocks, steals down there, especially late. The defense really came up late, which is what, a lot of people questioned our backcourt. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's your guard. So your point guard, your shooting guard, your swing man. Sometimes front court is usually your power forwards, your centers, your bigger players. But our backcourt was questioned by a lot of people, and they have continued to show that not only are they contributing offensively, but especially defensively. Enjoy, but please be humble and let's not become cocky fans. Definitely enjoy this stuff. Yeah, Chris, I agree. There's a certain amount of, that kind of has to happen. But I think this is one of those times we can kind of relish what has happened, because by all accounts, we should be number 1 at the end of this thing. And it is about dang time. It is about dang time. I hope that you guys go over to Twitter and check out the video that I posted of the scene of Toomer's Corner. It is absolutely incredible. It looks like a football game out there. There's champagne being sprayed in the air, toilet paper flying galore, everything's covered, people crying in the streets. No, I'm kidding, there's not that. Although there was one fan in the student section that seemed like they were crying happy tears at one point, but there was still like 4 minutes left in the game, and we all looked at each other. Was that dude crying? We did have students falling asleep before the game got started in the stands. Those poor students. Did we just take off in the second half? Meaning, did we not take off? Meaning, like we got bad, but it was pretty steady. Kentucky got a nice run there early, and that's kind of what gave them the opportunity to stay out ahead of us for a little bit, and then they would respond. But Auburn just kind of kept chipping, but a really good start in the second half, and they just kind of turned it on. Free throws Folks, I was talking with Chris, Wolf, and their kids. Again, I need to give them their full shout out here in just a second. But during the game, we were talking at the second half, and they were losing in my three main categories: rebounds, turnovers, and free throws. They were not having a good free throw percentage. They were having way too many turnovers compared to Kentucky, and they were losing the rebound battle. I haven't looked at the stats yet, but I know we did better than free throws, mostly. Probably not up to my standards. I have very high standards, but still better. It seemed like we caused more turnovers, and then it seemed like we got at least competitive in the rebound battle again. Thomas, I agree. Free throws win games, which is why I harp on them so much. Devin says, not that I think we shouldn't be number one, but Gonzaga also won this week, so wouldn't they just leave them at number one? I disagree, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised. It's a great point to bring up, Devin. We said it earlier, where there's a will, there's a way. Somebody will try to jip Auburn. Jesse Newell. I think Auburn did enough to convince some of those voters who put them at the 2 and the 3 spot this week and didn't give them to sway some of those number one votes from Gonzaga over to their side. I don't think they should lose any, frankly, after doing what they did to Georgia and then this. Auburn has done what it needs to do to prove that it's number one. Now it's up to the voters to decide whether they're going to focus too much on stats and trends and statistics, or they're just going to look at what's happening on the court. They're both of value, and you got to kind of mesh them together, but we got too many people focusing on that. Devin, thank you. You are always faithful in that. 4,000 tweets in 1 hour on the final score. That's incredible. I think that's comparable with the Alabama one. Let's see here. Bruce is wanting to build a Jungle City, a heated AC pavilion. He's torn up by how cold the students were all night. Is this legit? Is he actually talking about this? That he does not want us to use Pearlville? I think that's the operative term for the weekend. But there was a lot of discussion. He said that in the postgame interview. Interesting. Well, I do know that standing outside with the students this morning, which I did from about like 8 o'clock on, 8:30 on really probably, talking to them, and then I got to talk to a lot of the other media members, the staff members, the Jungle leadership, that there was a lot of fluidity. They were going to let them in a little bit early. We thought Bruce was going to come outside and address them and give them breakfast and stuff, but the women's basketball team brought them breakfast and then brought them, and brought them inside, and then Bruce addressed them there, and you can see that online now. So this is all a learning experience, right? So it's never happened for Auburn, this type of hype for basketball to this level. Now we know what to anticipate for situations like this, and we can learn and grow and stuff like that. So what I will tell you is this. Despite the cold, the frustrations, I can tell you there's probably not a student out that showed up today and made it into the game that wasn't so, just awesome. I can't even speak. Just like so excited about being there and being part of that. Let's see here. Let's see. Best part is now Bama wants to copy it for next week. Oh, Lord. Yeah, you become the hunted now. Think about it that way. That's going to be the interesting thing here. Katie Johnson today, again, took over at one point when we really needed him to. Zepp had some great moments in this game, if I recall correctly. Dylan Cardwell, from my point of view, didn't have a great game to start off with, but I think he rebounded and didn't make the same mistakes he was making. A lot of just dropping the ball and not soft hands when they were giving it to him early on in the game. And that's kind of what really, I think it was like a 6 or 8 point swing where there were turnovers associated with him or actually by him at that point in the game. But yeah, so just kind of thinking through some of the players that stuck out in my head at this point. Let's see what you guys are saying. 25 of 29 from the free throw line made a huge difference, along with Ty going down. We'll see him in the SEC tournament. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Let's see here. Was it still trashed in front of the gym? If not, thanks to the staff and whoever was cleaning up. Trash was everywhere last night. Chris, it was tons of people out there when I left the stadium to come to Toomer's Corner. And I think I saw a picture not too long ago, so yes, it was probably still trash. It's a lot of trash out there. It's a madhouse. Carrie, I am in Auburn right now. It's been a while since you did one in the car. Yeah, that's kind of what has to happen sometimes. My setup is not as, good here in the on the road situation here, but it is what we have to do. And there are no call-ins right now because I don't have the capacity to do that with this setup. Katie is a gremlin. Life with Maine says yes, he is. UK is a different squad after Ty was a different squad. It went down, it seems. Not necessarily. Maybe in some capacity. We've kind of talked about this a lot for Auburn, that if they lost a key component, let's say a Jabari Smith, does the team fall apart? No, I don't think it does. Are you affected by that just lockdown effect that Jabari Smith has? Yes. But I think they can respond to that and have players that can step up in a loss like that. And that should be the same for Kentucky. If Kentucky is going to fall apart because Ty Washington left, then are they really a good team? No. So I don't think that they believe. If there's a Kentucky fan that is seriously telling you right now they lost because he went down, then they're basically saying the rest of their team sucks. So I think they're a good team. I think they're much better. I think they're not much better. I think they're just as formidable, just in different ways without Ty Washington. So we shouldn't let them use that as an excuse. Good to see you, Felix. Thanks for being here. Let's see here. Let me look and see what else is being said. Looks like the Wi-Fi is holding up. Small blessings. It is for now. It was very rough. I was trying to give our Booster Club members some more videos and images and stuff, but you guys know the Wi-Fi situation here. The signal situation is not great when it's in a lot of people in town. So I apologize that you weren't able to get a little bit more of that. We talked a little bit about this earlier, Carrie. Yes, I do think that they have done their job in convincing people that they need to be number one, but we'll see what happens. Oop, I don't know. Chris, I didn't mean to delete that. Chris, it just says I deleted your message. I am sorry. That just happened by accident on here. I was trying to scroll through and see. So if that was something you wanted me to read, post it again. You want me to talk about country music? I think we can reserve that for another day on here. If Auburn learned anything from the tent situation, hopefully they learned to supply an overwhelming number of trash cans and trash bags. Autumn's real tore up about this. I know Autumn well enough to know that it sticks in her craw a little bit. Yeah, listen, it wasn't ideal, but it happened, and we'll learn, and things will get better from it. So I for one, enjoyed the heck out of watching the Auburn fans and the Auburn students, moreover, just have an absolute blast with that. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. I did watch last night. Thanks for... you're welcome, Felix. I tried my best to get you guys something that was a little shaky, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a visual of what was going on. Kevlar says Ty twisted his ankle stepping on the leg of his own teammate. They can't blame that on us. But yes, I would say, I want this to be said because I think we need to realize that Kentucky's a very good team. When we see them again, it'll be a little bit more difficult probably because they will be very upset that we've beaten them once and took that glory away from them. And they will probably be battling with us for the top spot in the SEC for the rest of the season. Maybe LSU has a chance to get back up there, maybe a Texas A&M. But Auburn has secured its place at the top of the SEC and potentially, and rightfully so, the top of the nation. And we'll see what happens on Monday when that comes out. I'm excited to find that out. Okay, real quick, let me give a shout out here. I meant to do this a little bit earlier. We'll keep taking a few more questions and comments. I got to give a shout out to Chris, Wolf, and I'm blanking their kids' names. I even wrote them down trying to memorize them. They are the ones that got me into the game. I was literally just standing outside the gate taking videos and images, and they saw me and said that they had watched the show before, and I appreciate them so much for that alone, but then asked if I had a ticket, and I said no, I was going to my friends, who I had just got off the phone with, figuring out what pizza we were going to have over at his house to watch it, and they offered to allow me to come in with them. And so I got to go to the game. So this show is brought to you by them. Eternally grateful. Two of their kids do a podcast. I'm going to be probably talking about that a little bit more in another stream when I can have everything, all those notes and that in front of me. But it was absolutely incredibly called for in the sense that they didn't have to do that. That was amazing, and you guys rock. So thank you guys so much for being willing to allow me to use one of your tickets to come in with you guys and spend the day with y'all. That was one of the best basketball games that I've ever been to. Absolutely incredible experience. So brought to you by them. John, gymnastics was a lot of fun last night too, especially coming out to Pearlville to see all that. Let's see here. What are Auburn's chances of making the Final Four in March Madness? Pretty high, I'd say. Pretty high, especially if you get the number 1 overall seed. It means you'll be set up for success in theory by stats and all that kind of stuff. That's hard to predict. Really, it is. Just you'd have to probably look at when the March Madness bracket comes out. But they have probably secured their place in that tournament no matter what happens from this point. And now we're just vying for seeding and all that kind of stuff. A lot of good things from that. Promote the amazing peacock shirt Clint made. I would love to if I had an image, if I had the capacity to bring it up here. I would love that. Love to do that. Hopefully if we see them again, we'll take care of the ball a little better in the first few minutes. Love to see Jabari attack more and draw a double team. They were very good on the double team in the press in this game. They had us kind of frazzled for a little bit there, but we got that under control. Great second half adjustments by Coach Pearl. Felix, I'll have to remember what email I sent you, but if you responded in the Patreon, then I will know exactly what it is. So sorry that I'm not right now placing exactly which email I sent you, because I think that was a little while ago. I have not met Bruce Pearl in person. I think I've taken a picture with him before, but I'd love to someday. But little peons like me in the media don't really get to do things like that often. Every once in a while. Chris says the team seems to be enjoying the season. Should be shown to all recruits thinking about other choices besides college. Listen, I hope we had as many recruits from all sports as we can today, because that was a true showing of the Auburn family between Pearlville, the fans filling out the stadium, how loud everything was, how the environment, they just went all out. What a great day here on the Plains. What a great weekend. And it's not over. I know a lot of people are leaving town, but tomorrow, women's basketball game against Alabama, alumni game. Coach Champy is getting his banner raised tomorrow. I might be coming back to Auburn. I don't know. So I can't guarantee that right now, but it is a incredible weekend here in Auburn, Alabama, if you can be here or if you have been here. So I hope you're taking part in it. But yeah, so get some last minute thoughts in about the game, comments real quick. Let me give you a couple reminders. If you haven't, smash the like button. It does help the stream out. If you haven't, please subscribe and hit that notification bell, because it does help our streams out. Helps us grow a little family within the Auburn family. We just got over 2,000 subscribers and want to keep going up. Check out links in the description for ways you can help support our content here. There's some easy ways to do that in the description below. Actually, it'll be there a little bit later. I have to go back and put it in because of how things work here on the road. But I appreciate you guys so much tuning into the show a little bit late after everything got done. Yahari, if Jabari starts attacking the hoop like KD, he would be even more effective. I'm fine with what Jabari's doing. I know a lot of you are very eager to see him attack. I'm not so certain that's where he's best at. I think he is best at kind of lulling people to sleep in that mid-range for that jumper, which he is very, very good at. Doesn't mean he can't be more well-rounded and do some more of those things, but I'm kind of fine with what he's doing right now. And he's not hurting himself in the draft stock. There was one play he made when he had that block. I looked at Chris, who gave me the tickets, and I said, check on the NBA scouts list right there. That was absolutely outstanding on his part. Absolutely outstanding play. All right, I think I am going to cut it off there. Thank you guys so much for being here today. It was great of you to be here after the game for so long and hang out with me. Stay tuned the rest of the weekend. We might have some extra things for you, but we'll also be getting started with our regularly scheduled content later in the week. Wednesday night especially, live show. Tuesday night, post-game show after the next basketball game. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to go get some rest. I need it. War Eagle, let's go be number one.